It's Wisdom Seeker Joan and Juno of the JunoSphere. Thank you for joining me today.
Hey, Joan, thanks for having me. It's exciting to get together again. I'm so glad we're getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah, definitely. And hello, Alex and Starfish. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. We were having quite a bit of technical issues behind the scenes. But if we can get through that part, the rest of this is going to be easy. So,
Yeah, it's, right down to the wire just to get your blood pumping and get it all excited, like,
yeah.
oh.
Ah! Technical issues. Hey, and there's Akila B24 and Viviani. Thank you for coming. Oh, and the Crown Zone's here. That's so kind. Thanks for coming. Hey, Alex, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, but if I'm not aware of anything that we were supposed to contact you about, but if you wanted to get in contact with me, you can book a private reading. All my contact information is in the description, and Juno's is too. So feel free to contact us that way. But
Yeah.
basically, we are doing stuff live and answering people's questions live here. So if anybody has a question, throw it in the chat. And and then here's Sal Rods and T Barb. Thank you for being here. So Juno, give us an update. What's been happening with the GoFundMe and the progress you've been making?
Oh, well, I pretty much to my goal of getting my new computer. Of course, when you find out the fees they take out and everything, that takes a bite out of things. So I'm teetering right on that edge of being able to go pick it up. But I'm still, I need to get my car repairs taken care of and paid for. Otherwise, I have to sell the car, and that means I'm out of transportation. So, and then you find out when you do, when you make a big upgrade like this, that you need to upgrade your internet service, which means a new modem and the more expensive. It all goes up and up and up. All the fees for Zoom and all those fun things. So I'm still working on it. So I appreciate everybody who's been supportive, and if anything you can do to spread the word, I'd really greatly appreciate it. And I've got a lot of things I've been working on for almost a year now to get things kicked off and offer classes and all kinds of fun things. But it takes a good internet connection. It takes takes a Joan, the background stuff that it takes to get that going. So I'm right at the tipping off point, and I'm really excited about that. And I've been offering for everybody who donates to my GoFundMe, if you will provide me with your birth date, I will send you a free Destiny card our yearly reading that goes from birthday to birthday. I'll send it to you in an email. So if you're donating, you're getting something back right away, and I appreciate any support that way. And we've had wild weather here with the monsoons, and a lot of times it's all around you, but not raining at your house, but you get affected. So I just want to let people know that Joan, if I drop out, it's because might be a storm in the area and it might knock out my internet. So don't worry. It's just life in monsoon time,
Yes.
But it's starting to feel better after I hurt my ribs, and that really slowed me down for several weeks. But slowly getting back on, and it's really, when you're out of the swing of things, it's like, oh, can I still do this? So thanks for having me back on. It helps to
we love it.
Bolster my confidence, and
we love seeing
it. I miss everybody,
Yeah. Well, the weather, it's, no matter where you are, the weather is weird. Mm-hmm. There was some straight line winds. Of course, like the 1 week that I was gone, there was a tornado somewhere, and then some big winds came and took down some big tree branches that landed on my sister-in-law's house. And she's kind of housebound, and I'm kind of the caretaker, but she had some other people. But anyhow, so the 1 week that I'm gone, this happened. And it ripped out her power line. So here she is, not really able to, even get out of the house, and no power, no air conditioning. And it was 92. Luckily, she had, I don't know what you call a cousin's son, but it was if that's a second cousin or a first cousin once removed, that's all Greek to me. But but he was able to kind of arrange things. So that was great that he was there, because even if I had been there, I don't know if I would have known the right things to do. But anyhow, so all of that, she's safe for the rest of the summer there. And it made me think weird weather happens all the time. So I'm just passing this on. I got my favorite new tool. It's like for $35. It's this long extension pole with a saw on it. And I trimmed some branches away from my power lines because my sister-in-law had to shell out several $1,000s to get everything reattached. And I thought, $35 isn't too much to spend to kind of protect yourself from things like that.
Oh, yeah. And it's so important, and when this was way back in the 1980s when I lived in Oklahoma, but I saw ball lightning travel down phone lines, power lines. And, it makes you realize the importance of keeping those branches trimmed away, because it doesn't take anything for that to start a tree on fire, and then it leads to your house. And, just
exactly.
Like
and then mine almost came down in the snow. So it's stuff that we used to take for granted that we have to be a little more careful about now.
Yeah, and women now too, we got to be more proactive, and because a lot of us are living alone, and we got to kind of do these extra things for ourselves.
Oh, Alex, now I see what you mean. Why hasn't UL contacted you? Okay, I thought you were saying that we should have been contacting you. And I thought, gee,
I know.
I didn't know how to do that. So, okay, excuse my misinterpretation. I apologize.
Is that YouTube? Is that what she's saying? Because she didn't get a notification?
No, she was asking whether someone named UL, why hadn't that person contacted her? And I thought UL, I don't know, UL, you ladies or y'all?
Yeah, right. Yule Gibbons, And I can't see the chat, everybody, so I'm not ignoring anyone. I just have no way to see it with my setup. So.
But, gosh.
And how was your time away? Didn't you go to the mountains?
Yes, it was great. I went with my sister and I saw, it was like a family reunion. My brother, my sister, and I went out to my brother. He has a condo on Flathead Lake in Missoula, or near Missoula, Montana, up in the mountains. And it was just a weekend, or a long weekend, but it was really, really great. And just nice to be away and to spend that much time with my siblings, which we haven't done in years and years. So that was fun.
Is it on the lake?
Yes. And my brother, who is very good on all the facts and figures, said, yes, Flathead Lake is the largest freshwater body of water west of the Mississippi. So now we know.
That's a big lake then.
Yeah, it is. And it's interesting, though, because it is, right up in the mountains. So usually the spring melt off, coming down from like Glacier Park and everything else, it's usually frigid because it can get just miles deep there. It's a really deep lake. And I'm a real baby about going into cold water. So usually, but they had weather that was in the 90s, which is very unusual there. And so it was nice for swimming, but yeah, all kinds of weird weather everywhere.
I'm glad you got a chance to, get away from everything and be with family. That's awesome.
It's fun to do. Okay, I'm going to say who we have starred here. It is Sweet and Salty, although I'm going to go start with Alex because he or she was the first person to post and I just didn't get to understand that was the question. Sweet and Salty 1111, Starfish, Butterfly that was a very nice thing, but thank you, Butterfly Classes. There's Alex, Viviani, and Yvette Braggs. So we will start with let's start with Alex for putting up with our not understanding quite what's going on here. Okay, here we go. Why hasn't UL contacted you?
Okay.
All right. And this is a little bit of a third party thing. So we might not. Okay. Spirit, tell us what you are able to without violating any proprietary terms. Why hasn't UL contacted Alex? It's going to take me a little while to kind of tune in here on the first one. So if you have something right away, jump in, Juno.
Yeah, I'm just getting some cards pulled here with the Akashic Tarot. We'll see if we get a message or not. It's a little different doing that kind of a question.
Yeah. And you do cards and I do I see things. And what I'm seeing is I'm seeing someone riding swiftly on a horse. It looks kind of like a page of a page a tarot card, but I can't tell which one. It might be wands, or he's holding a wand with a banner on it. So it's not a card that I recognize, but I think the message is like a page of about contact, about communication. So okay, the horse is moving, which means things are moving. So why isn't this coming to fruition? Oh, I think this is you on the horse, not the other person. And you're galloping forward. And oh, okay. It takes me a while to interpret these things. I think they're suggesting that you contact this person, because I'm seeing whom I believe is to be you galloping forward with the wand, with the message. But I'm not seeing the other person around. Okay, now this is all very, knights in shining armor time, because now we're at a moat and the drawbridge is down and you are going slowly, clip, clop, clip, clop, across the drawbridge. So there is, this other person might not be really excited or open to giving a message, but might be open to receiving a message. I think the walls are kind of up emotionally, and but the drawbridge came down. So there might be just like a little chance that this person might respond to not a barrage, but one horse coming across the drawbridge with a message to just say, hey, checking in, something like that. How about you, Juno? Did you get anything?
Well, I don't usually read this way, so bear with me. We'll see what comes through. But I'm using the Akashic Tarot, and the first card I got was number 2, the Akashic Library. So that tells me that we're tuning into that, that vast knowledge base with our messages. I think that pertains to both you and I. And the next card I got is a 5 of Roses, and it's the garden, and it shows a couple of young people here, messing around, doing child things in the garden. And to me, this says that this other person is, they're occupied with their own activities right now. Like these kids, they're not paying attention to each other. They're immersed in their own thoughts and their own discoveries that they're making. Or, this means like if you come up with a horse, you might find this person outside, or maybe they're involved in some kind of outdoor activities that's kind of keeping them occupied right now. And the next card I got was the 8 of Scrolls, Paths Unknown. So, I think it's kind of up in the air. I don't want to give you false hope and say, oh, the person's sitting there waiting, with bated breath, because I don't know that they are. They may be. But when I did some more research into this card, it also talks about don't ignore other opportunities that might be coming along. Sometimes we get so focused on that one thing that we almost like pinch off the flow of it ever happening. And if we move on and, just find other ways to occupy yourself and not be so focused on that. And then you might get your message through whichever way it is, if you get connected and want to go forward, or for whatever reason why it's stalled out. So keep your opportunities open, because there's other things coming. So don't limit yourself, is what I see.
That sounds good. And I did draw a card from the Archangel deck, and got the Archangel of Faith that said, lead with confidence. So yeah, maybe go ahead and contact this other person yourself. And then, take a read on whether, or, what kind of response is there, and think, okay, I've done my part, and I'm going to go on, as you say, and live my life and just see what happens, and not kind of doing the phone thing.
If things are supposed to line up between you two and it's on your life path, it will happen. That's how this all works. So just be open to whichever the answer is, and keep following the things that bring you joy, because that's how you're going to attract whoever that is to you.
That sounds good. All right. We have 14 starred questions already. So I think I don't think we can take any more. And I doubt if we'll be able to get through all of those. Let's see. Let's go with Sweet and Salty 1111. Do my guides have a message for me? Please and thank you. All right. Let's see for Sweet and Salty.
How about I just pull one card so that we can get through more people?
Sure.
Does that work?
Sure.
I was told to use a different deck.
Okay, I am getting they want to talk to you more. Just make it, even if you don't get an answer, when something happens, like today, I got a really good parking place, and after asking, and say thank you. I know that was from you, or just to say, I'd really like this to happen, or whatever. Just kind of chat with them throughout the day, whether out loud or just in your head. But when I first tuned into you, I got kind of that really trippy feeling when you're kind of out in the ether. So I knew that they were there, and then the throat chakra lit up. So it's like, we're here, and we'd like to communicate more. We want to talk to you. The other thing would be to, and this is hard to do just in daily life as you're going along, but do things to try to raise your vibe a little bit, especially if you want to be chatting with your angels and guides. I know sometimes I let the stress of life get to me, and I have to take a while to, ground myself, or both ground myself and do something, listen to some happy music. I've got like a happy list that
me too.
bring me up. So think about those things, but they would like to be in closer communication with you. What do you have, Juno?
That sounds great. Well, as I was shuffling, I pulled out Spirit told me to switch decks, and I'm using the Influence of the Angels deck, and the card, the Fool, just jumped right out. So I said, well, that must be the card then. And this is the angel Afriel, Afriel, the angel of youth. Ooh. And this is card number 0, which is infinite potential. So this is about new starts, fresh beginnings, being spontaneous, unencumbered, and carefree. And taking impulsive or irrational risks is unwise and may have terrible consequences. So, don't be foolhardy, but go out with the fool's what's that word, like naivete in a way, that all things are possible.
Exactly.
But don't be, these days we have to consider our movements in a lot of different ways, just the way the society is right now. But you got that angel there with you, and that the white dove up there of peace. So
don't you have times when you think back when you were younger and it was like, gee, how did I do that? And the answer is usually because I wasn't smart enough to know that I couldn't or shouldn't.
Exactly.
That's kind of the Fool to me in the positive aspect of it.
Yeah,
that's
and
cool.
This Fool is flying, you know what I mean? He's not like jumping right off a cliff there. So you're being supported by angel wings. So I think that's a good thing. But things are coming. Good place to be when everything is a new start,
Yes. Okay.
Thanks,
you.
Sweet and Salty 1111.
And here is our dear starfish, HHI. What is my latest gift?
Well, she's got a growing list of gifts. I know that. It's so fun to watch everybody grow and expand and mature their gifts, and like, it's like getting that new pair of shoes. You walk around in a while and they kind of pinch, and then you finally get to the point you don't even realize it almost that they stop hurting your feet. It's like how you get with your gifts when you practice them long enough.
I think they're referencing channeling. You might be channeling some things, whether if it's like, the full, somebody taking over your full body kind of channeling, or just, okay, Spirit, tell me more about this for starfish. I'm hearing that there are specific beings that want to work through you. And these are higher dimensional beings, not like departed loved ones or something like that. Okay, show me more. I just get weird stuff. Now I'm seeing them and they're kind of like banging on a gong or banging on a drum or something. So what's with the drum? And it's two things. They're talking about, we're here, we want to get your attention, but also a vibration of finding ways to match their vibration. They're okay because they're on a drum. They're kind of trying to bring theirs down to match yours so that they can get some. It's like it's sort of like downloads from some specific entities. That's kind of cool. How about, what do you get?
Oh, cool. Well, I pulled from the Animal Spirit Oracle. And I got number 29, Giraffe Spirit, which is see the big picture. This talks about stretching your neck, broadening your view, opening your eyes, and look beyond eye level. Not everything is obvious. So I know that, when you get to a point where you have developed several of your gifts to a certain point, then you start to realize, hey, these can all work together. If I step back, and take a few breaths and like you were speaking about earlier, grounding. And this also, look at the, right here at the third eye, I see that this is also increasing your intuition. So I think I'm just getting the message, like seeing that big picture, getting up above the fray, getting beyond, the day-to-day stuff and seeing things more from spirit's point of view. And I think that goes with, didn't you mention channeling?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. I think that this shows there's going to, the giraffe's way up there high and he's got those little horns that are like antennae. So you're pulling in that information, got those big ears for listening, those big eyes for seeing. So I think this is, maybe not so much about you're getting a new latest gift. The gift is finding out how they all work together in a harmonious way.
That's cool. And that it really relates to what I was saying with the inspiration above and the giraffe. Like we need to bring our vibe up to get as close as we can as they're reaching down to us. That's beautiful.
And how dramatic it is when they bend over to drink water. And then that's when they see their reflection. Think about that,
cool.
So
I have an animal call because I've got crooked teeth. I can kind of whistle through my teeth a little bit. It's the one benefit of having
You're so multi-talented, Joan.
I know. And it was great when I used to take my son to the zoo and I'd go, pss, 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 pss. Yeah. And the giraffes would come up with and when they come down with their big neck and they come right up to me. It was so fun. And
that's awesome.
Yes, I was very popular. With
the closest I ever
did.
I'd love to go to the zoo with you. That would be great.
Hey, I have a something Sonia was saying. Can she give to you?
Yes, she can.
And
yes, she can.
Do you can
if you go to my channel?
Yep.
In the I think it's in the about section. You'll see there's a blue link for donations. You can go there. That would be. I greatly appreciate everything. Any little everything and anything. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, and there's probably less taken out in PayPal.
I think so. Yeah. It was kind of a little shock when I realized how much they took. But I'm grateful for the help, and I'm grateful that they give you an opportunity to raise needed funds. So I'm not complaining.
And there's a link to Juno's channel in the description under here. After the show, I'll put a link to your PayPal there too. Thank you. I was
going to tell you really quick about the giraffes. I went to one of these out of Africa kind of parks. It was up in northern Arizona, and you went on these buses with the windows down, and they gave you carrot sticks, and the giraffes would come up and take the carrot sticks out of your hand or even out of your mouth if you were that brave. But they were so gentle, and those lips, it was an interest. They were very gentle beings as opposed to the zebras, who were not nice. Do not mess with the zebra.
Oh, and T-Barb used to do that too. I'm trying to get mine straight again, but good for you that they grew together. But
you guys could talk to each other.
I know.
Giraffe.
special skills.
I have never heard of anybody who spoke to a giraffe before. I love it.
Well, You can just come to YouTube and all right, let's see. Viviane, may I have a message from my spirit team, please? Excuse me, I've been talking too much. Huh. Okay, Spirit, what does this mean for Viviane? What I'm seeing is that you are in a canoe on a peaceful river going down the river this way, paddling your canoe very easily. There's no rough water. And then all of a sudden, there's some rapids or something, and a hand comes out and pushes you the other way. And then you go paddling back upstream, no problem. So it's like there might be a change in direction or a little bump in the road, but don't worry about it. They're there, hands come out of the river to redirect you, to keep you safe, and everything's going to be just fine. So what is there any further lesson for Viviane? I heard, I trust in God and His love and care for me. So whatever it is, know that you are being watched over and taken care of. And really, your canoe kind of went out in the air, kind of like in those, Looney Tune, like Roadrunner cartoons when they go out. So you off the cliff and they don't fall. And it was turned around and you never went down. You never dropped. You were just kind of redirected back to somewhere safe. So that would be curious to me if something like that comes up for you. If you can check back with us sometime. How about you, Juno? Did you get something?
I pulled a card. I just love this animal. I think they just make me happy looking at them. It's card 14, Chameleon Spirit, and it says act as if. So if there's things that you want to manifest, if there's changes, like Joan was talking about a change in direction or whatever, act as if you're already on that path and it will help bring it along. We're coming up, yesterday was the peak of the Lionsgate portal. We still got that energy for a couple more days. This is really valuable time to be focusing on what you want to manifest for yourself. And another good way to manifest is by letting go of something so that there's room for the good manifestation, the new manifestation to come through. And the chameleon also says, adapting isn't about losing yourself. It's about learning to dance with others. There's changes coming, and being sensitive helps you adapt. So that always stands out to me. I mean, different people with different levels of sensitivity might read that differently, but for me, it's like I'm a highly sensitive person, always have been, always will be on all levels. And up until recently, I've looked at it as a detriment, a flaw, like a handicap in a way, because it really affects my life. But I'm learning that kind of lifestyle that's put me into leads me into a more quiet lifestyle. So I'm actually tuning in more to these kind of messages. The more I develop my abilities and that kind of thing, that works. So if there's ways you can find, peaceful time to ground so that you can bring about the changes that you want to bring about. But look at how showy. They're just the happiest animals, and their eyes go in all directions. So they see all kinds, and their eyes are on opposite sides of their head kind of. So they look in all different directions. So look at all your options, and don't feel like the changes are going to be forced upon you. You're the one in charge of making those changes. So let us know how that works out if you're feeling chameleon-y.
I like chameleons because they can, okay, I'm going to be green for a while and I'll be red.
They're just so colorful and their patterns are just amazing. Animals just amaze me anyway.
Aren't they amazing? Thank you for that question, Vivian. And now
we have Vivian.
Exactly. Here's Yvette Braggs, a message from Spirit about her finances this August. Let's see. I'm seeing money, I'm seeing a fistful of dollars pretty much. But then instead of having it all in a stack in your hand, you've kind of got your fingers through it. Like this much is for housing, this is for groceries, this is for gas or whatever. So I'm thinking that there's a handful of money, but it needs to be budgeted carefully. I'm not getting the feeling of I'm not going to be able to make it through the month or anything like that. But it's just like the normal, there's not going to be a lot to throw around on, just frivolous things, but you're not going to go hungry or anything like that either. Let me pull a card and see if we can get some clarity. Center and ground. Just keep kind of grounded, and that I think that it will all work out. So I wish it were more like, I wish they were just throwing it in the air and making it rain for you. But the fact that there's a handful of dollars there is a good thing. How about you, Juno? What did you get?
Well, I went back to the Akashic Tarot and I pulled the 7 of Keys, which is the ascent. So this is someone, he's climbed the mountain and he's standing at the summit, but he didn't get here by, he didn't take the chairlift up there. So this shows, things will improve, but it's going to take hard work and effort on your part, but you will get there. Keep your sights high. Look at how he's got the sun there to look at, the light to guide him along. Let's see if there's anything else good in here. There might be a promotion or advance to a much higher position coming. So, but it's really about applying yourself. He's not up there. He doesn't even have anybody else up there with him. He got there on his own effort. So if you've been putting in good effort, you're going to see reward, I think.
That's
a good,
great.
Positive card.
Great message. And here is our friend, Sun Psychic Jean. Thank you for stopping by, Jean.
Hey.
And thank you to Jean and also to Terry Suzuki, who offered to give free readings for a while to people who had donated to to Juno's GoFundMe. And I did too. And thanks for everybody who donated and who I gave free readings to. And I'm sure Jean and Terry would say the same. That was really kind of you.
I'm so grateful to everybody. It's just such a wonderful community. And
try
to keep it all floating for everybody.
Well, Yvette, I hope that was helpful. Okay, and here's Sonia Pinola. I would love a reading, please, from my angels and guides about if I will always live in Florida or have a home in a different state or country. Okay. I'm going to bring out the pendulum on this one, at least initially. Getting no about will you always live in Florida? No. Will Sonia live in a different country? I'm getting a very weak yes. Will she live in a different state in the U.S.? That's a yes, but not like real strong. Will it be within the next year? No. Let's see, will it be within the next 5 years? The next 4 years, yes. The next 3 years. There's a real strong yes on next 3 years. The next 2 years? No. So in 3 years, it says at least a stronger sense of moving to at least a different state and more long-term, perhaps a different country. Juno, do you want to take it from there? What do you get?
Sure. I can't imagine anybody wanting to leave Florida right now.
I'm sure it's a very lovely place in many places. But
yes, it is. With a lot of very lovely people. But I know how it is where I live. It's challenging here, so near the border. But I pulled back to the Animal Spirit Oracle, a card 10, Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. So this shows me, this is like, you're going to have your choice of places that you would like to go. And maybe it will be somewhere in the Plain States. When I think of Buffalo, I think, bison, I think of the, the vast northern plain states. I don't think they have too many bison roaming in Florida. So this card also talks about it's a powerful time to manifest your desire and be grateful, because when you're grateful, you're a magnet for miracles. So, seeing Joan use your pendulum made me think of, if you don't really know, you want to move out of Florida, but you don't know quite where to go to, get out a map and get a pendulum. And you could even make a pendulum with a piece of string and a nut, from like a nut and bolt. You can make it out of almost anything, and hold it over a map and ask and see if you can find where you think might be appealing for you to go. But and I also see the bison is slow moving, so I agree with that 3 years. Like, it's going to take some time and effort to investigate and get your ducks in a row and have the funds to do it. But I think it's a positive sign that it's going to come to fruition for you.
Yeah, that's great. And I like the idea of using the pendulum over the map. And then you can also do the thing that, well, thank you, Sun Psychic Jean, about the pendulum skills. But I was going to reference what you mentioned the other day on one of your shows about how you built your husband and manifested him by thinking about the qualities, the list of things that you wanted. And then, okay, Spirit took the order, just like a, short order. I'll get that right up for you.
Well, and be literal. The universe is very literal. So, a lot of, like, if you pick just the city, make sure you stay the state with it, because there's this, a lot of cities in different states with the same name. Be specific with the universe so that you don't kind of get not quite what you wanted,
Yeah.
But you have to let us know how it works.
And have those qualities. What are your priorities? It's somewhere safe. Is it somewhere with, sunny weather, or all those types of things?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Okay. And that was Sonia. Excuse me, I'm still kind of slow at all this.
No worries. I'm grateful that you do this.
When you said you were going to get a 35-inch monitor, I was like, oh, I would love one of those.
32-inch. Yeah, it all helps,
Yeah, that would be fun. Jessica Lynn, may I have a message from my spirit team? Yes, indeed. Something's unfolding for you. My third eye lit up, and I saw something like a curlicue. Like is this a wave? Is this a jelly roll? Is this a thing of sod? But it's something that was curled up, and then it started to unfold. And it's more like a rug or something unfolding. So, Spirit, what is this that's unfolding? Okay, they're going to say it's more like a pathway. It's all right there. It's all rolled up at your feet. You just have to kick it out in front of you, and the path is there for you to follow. I think I'd like a little more clarification from the archangels on this one, please. For the second time today, share your gifts. So maybe somehow in sharing your gifts, whether those mean spiritual gifts or what you're good at school or in your friendships or anything, by doing that, a new path will unfold before you. How about you, Juno? What did you get?
Well, I went back to the animals are talking to me today. So I pulled the Spirit Animal Oracle again. I got card 46, Peacock Spirit, let it shine. And it says, shake your tail feathers. So, get out there and strut your stuff, however that might be, to show your wares. If there's things that you create, or, maybe dance is your thing, or, some people make art with feathers or whatever that is. Peacocks are just so bright and colorful and showy and proud. And it says, dance as if you remember you're made of stardust and grace. Be joyful and inspire others to dance. And I know, I live here in Southern Arizona, and a friend of mine told me a few years ago, she lives about an hour away from me. She woke up one day and there was a peacock on her roof. And they're very loud, Very loud. They use them for like guards at some prisons in other countries, because they yell their heads off if something's going on. But you know, get out there and don't be a shrinking violet. You know, it's time to show yourself, and Spirit's really proud of you, and they've got your back, and it's like they light you up with all those beautiful colors of the peacock. And the peacock also has all those eyes on their feathers. So you may be someone who's really intuitive. So work those gifts, you know.
Wonderful.
Tune into spirit.
Thank you for that question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next up is Salrods. I'd love a message from spirit guides. I think they're working on me at night. Woohoo!
I wouldn't be surprised. I think the spirit guides are busier than they've been in a long time with all these people that are getting tuned in and open to them. And
and
I think a lot of times they're like knocking on the door and nobody's listening. They don't hear them knocking, and now it's like all these people are going, "Hey, I heard that. I felt that," or I went somewhere last night. You know.
Well, I want to say hi to Rossi's Den, and Craig Dixon is here. Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
And Jessry and Kelly Scarborough. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Really, really appreciate it. Okay, great. Now, Salroz. Give some spirit, working on her at night. Yeah, I'm getting the impression that they are, because all of a sudden I'm really, really calm, and they're coming to you at night because there's no resistance, and they can quietly work on you. It's like they're doing energy work on you, just kind of clearing out all the, the static of the day. And I don't know if they're doing downloads or if it's more of a healing energy. Not, is this health healing? It's more like spiritual healing. Working on your spirit soul, your spirit self, your energy, working on your vibration, kind of. Okay, Spirit, can you be more specific here? Yeah, they're just kind of helping to up your vibe, but doing it in a quiet, healing way, rather than a put on happy music and dance way. This is work that is going to make the higher level, stuff that's coming in, I'm sure there's a better word for it than that, more accessible to you. Man, that seems to be the theme today, about matching our vibes so that all this information that is flooding in through the stargates and everything, it's all coming to us, but it's sort of like we need to do our part, and our guides are working with us so that we can plug into it and make the most of it. And that's some of what's happening for you at night. What did you get, Juno?
Well, I think it's exciting that I feel like the spirit guides are excited that there's more and more of us open to this, because it's making things much easier. The more, I used to be really shy about sharing my gifts and think I'm not worthy and all that. And then I would hear people say, it's important to get out there and share, work on this. And that helped me gain confidence and realize that is important to do. This, this is, it's not tangible like other things that, might be, but it's really important work. And this card goes along with what you said. This is card 40, Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. And you were talking about, the quiet part and everything coming in, like quiet as a church mouse. I think of that phrase, and just that they're giving you little things in little bits at a time. They're not overwhelming you when they're working on you at night. And mouse is also about reading the fine print, clear communication, and small things may be important. So you might wake up and think, did I dream about that? And, you know, some little message, like maybe you forgot the whole dream, but there's one little tidbit that stood out. Investigate what that tidbit is and see what that meaning might be for you. You know, and mice are, you think about everything in little tiny pieces. So you might be putting some of those little tiny pieces together to come up with the big picture. But yeah, the mice are so cute.
They are. And Sarah says, I had a lot of pain in my neck and shoulder after the last time. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. So hold your, you know, even if you can only do one at a time, you know, like put your right hand over your left shoulder and just hold there for a while. And then you can go and do the other side. I can't remember which mudra video it is that I have, but one of them, it shows a picture of how many nerve endings are right there at our neck and our shoulders. And that's why we hurt so much there. It's like a railway station of all, you know, the nerves and the muscles and everything. So do your stretches and then ask before you go to sleep at night, ask to not wake up with any discomfort or pain from whatever, you know, is going on while you're asleep.
Yeah, it sounds like they're working on you, but they're leaving that as a residue. So ask them to clean up their act.
And drink lots of water to flush that out. And you can also hold your hands with your fingertips together, like at the top of your head, and that will help clear out anything. If you eat anything toxic or you're exposed to anything or something you're allergic to, or you inhale something, if you do that where you rest your hands on top of your head, helps to clear that out in an amazing way.
Okay, we're going to need a video because we can't demonstrate it. Okay. Tell me what you mean.
Just put your hands on top of your head with your fingertips together. Yeah, but rest your palms on, because the more connection you make, there you go. Perfect. Just like that.
Okay, got it.
Really, really powerful.
We're a good team.
Yeah, I know. It's really great you take direction well, Joan.
Okay, good. Well, I would get it wrong myself. Okay, I hope that is helpful. And, you know, I need to take this down. Excuse me. Hide, because we're not taking those anymore. Excuse me. I shouldn't be talking my way through this.
Love your background. That's so cool with the galaxy.
Yeah. Okay. And here is Rossi's Den. Let's get a message from Spirit for Rossi's Den.
It's a cool looking cat.
Yes, very wise looking.
Ooh, something jumped out.
Why don't you go first? I'm going to see what I've been missing in the chat here.
Well, I pulled this when I was shuffling the cards. This jumped right out. Card 49, Rabbit Spirit. Now is a lucky time. There's a great message for anybody, anytime. And it says, have no fear. Come out of the darkness. Lucky time of tremendous prosperity. I mean, and this rabbit's got wings. You know, even a jackalope doesn't have wings. They've got antlers. You know, they put deer antlers on a jackrabbit. But you think about how, I mean, rabbits are just so happy and fuzzy and bring joy, and those cute little cottontails when they bounce away. So, and I also think, you know, rabbits multiply. So you can multiply your prosperity. So I like that card. I love bunny rabbits.
Okay, that's beautiful. And I'm going to tune in, but remind me we have to go back to Salroz. There's a couple more messages that we want to discuss. Okay, it's going to take me a second here.
I'll leave this up just so she can look at it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can see it better up there.
I'm seeing a bell. A bell is ringing. It's like this entire hour has been about vibration. There, I'm seeing your crown chakra, like the funnel above your crown chakra, and there's someone holding a bell that looks, where's mine? Very much like this one.
Oh, nice.
And it's about raising vibration, that high, getting in tune. Okay, Spirit, what else? Can we be a little more specific? It's so important. This is a big opportunity. Everyone, it doesn't take much. So there, I'm just getting the idea that yes, that this Lionsgate portal, and there's been so many big astrological events that it's like, yeah, it's another full moon or it's another whatever. Yeah. But this one is kind of a big deal, and Spirit is encouraging you and everyone to even just in a small way do what you can to raise the vibe and tap into this. It's sort of like they're showing me like the pirates with a treasure chest full of pearls and gold, yeah. And they're holding it in their hands. Like, it's all here for you.
Yeah.
We're holding it out for you. Raise your vibe so you can enjoy some of it. And Rossi's Den, I don't mean to say that you're not, and I didn't mean to be overly comical about that or anything, that you're not doing the right thing. But it's more of the idea that there are riches out there for all of us, and it doesn't take much to kind of like, yeah, I can have some of that. I can just do a little to tune in.
You might want to buy a lottery ticket because you get, this is a lucky card here, so you never know.
Yeah.
Spend wisely, but you might want to take a chance.
That sounds good. And okay, Sal Ross had also said she has had cervical spinal surgery, and
yeah.
a strange thing, the right side of her head was also very painful. Yeah, we are not medical doctors and all of that. So it sounds like you have had great medical care before. You might want to check in. But when you said the right side of your head was painful, that's, when you tune in, you're going with your right brain. I have to say, it's left-handed people who have the right brain. That's, you kind of reach up and you kind of get over to that right brain area. So that would coincide with Spirit working on you for spiritual things too. But don't ignore any physical symptoms and check about that.
It's something you might want to try. And again, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not saying instead of any medical, but if you just want to give this a try, it's energy. One of the ways it runs in the body is in a figure 8, and as above, so below. So if the right side of your head is very painful, hold your left toes or your left foot, and you can feel around and see if there's any tension anywhere, even between your toes. And you might want to hold there with a little pressure if you find a tense spot. And then, as that releases, you might find that the pain in your head released. So it's a possibility. That's a Jinshin Jitsu thing that I learned. So,
okay, now we're bouncing back to Rossi's Den. Okay. Her crown chakra has been tingling on and off for a month, so no wonder. That's because there's a bell ringing up there.
That's right. You're going, hello, is anybody in there?
Yes. Okay. And thank you for not taking offense. So that was kind of.
Fear can't live where there's laughter. So laugh more and fear less.
Yeah. Oh, I just love being among people who kind of understand.
Yes.
Lovely, lovely, lovely people. Thank you. Okay. And Brenda T is up next. How are we? Oh, we're good. And after Brenda T, it's Butterfly Kisses, Healing, Joyful Journey. And so let's go with Brenda T, a message from angels and guides. I'm wondering, I'm getting the throat chakra lit up, but then I saw this, like not just speaking, but singing, music, harmony, and again, vibration. Maybe it's, I don't know if you do, or if you do like sing in the shower or just kind of sing when you're in the car or whatever. But I think that would be just something simple that you could do to raise your vibe, or you could consult with Craig Dixon, who sings songs to his grandmother in spirit. And that would be a perfect exercise for you right now. Not singing to Craig's grandmother, but singing to anybody you want, or just singing for the beauty and joy of it. And I'm going to do an angel card since you specifically asked about angels. I heard join the angel choir. And what would you all of these cards, and what do we pick out? The Archangel of Victory, raise your vibration. I'm sorry, they're just trying to get that through to all of us today. How about you, Juno?
Well, for Brenda T, I pulled card 20, Dolphin Spirit. It's this and that are true. And it's because if you think of, well, dolphins are a sea creature, but they're also a mammal, So they're it's about duality. There's a silver lining, focus on the positive. It's not a day to make a choice, except without judgment or resistance. So if you're feeling like you're, kind of antsy about something, what should I do? What should I do? Today's not the day to decide that. So maybe just sleep on it for a night or two. And, then your message will appear. And it says that focus on the positive, for light exists alongside the darkness. So if you're feeling like you can't quite see the way ahead, the dolphin's going to show you the way. I know there's a story about Dick Van Dyke, at least 10 years or so ago, was out on a paddleboard in the Pacific Ocean and fell asleep. And the dolphin, or I think it was actually porpoises. I know that they're similar, but they brought him back to land. Like, they saved him. They ushered him back in. So, if you're feeling like you're looking for answers, or even another thing that's really helpful is to tune into whales and dolphins before you go to sleep. They can help you with your dream state. So two things can be true at the same time, and it's up to you to use your judgment and discernment of which is true for you.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. And Brenda T said, yeah, I sing. So
very good.
And you're very welcome, Craig. Okay, who is next?
I'll bet Craig has a beautiful singing voice. I just have a feeling.
I just love that idea. Just singing. Singing to people in spirit. My dad's birthday would have been tomorrow. Does he have a message? Could you quickly give us his first name? Butterfly kisses. Oh, that was great. Thank you, Brenda. Both of you are right on.
Cool. Thanks for the feedback. That really helps.
I'm going to go on to Joyful Journey. But Butterfly Kisses, if you're here, just jot down your dad's first name and we'll get right back to you. I would love a reading about how to communicate with my guides or angels. All right, let's see what they have to say specifically for you. Okay, I'm getting the whole Wizard of Oz imagery here on the yellow brick road. Stick to the yellow brick road, stick to the sunny side of life. We're getting all kinds of 1940s references. And don't put the flying monkeys out of your mind, and the witch. It's all the doubts, all the fears, all the worries, all of those are the flying monkeys. And just say, okay, I know you're there. You can go play somewhere else today, but right now I'm going to go to the golden, whatever it is, the golden city or whatever. And just whatever you can do to distract your mind so that that logical part of your mind, that's, when you sit down and say, I want to talk to my guides and angels, and then it's like, all right, but I'm going to prepare myself because they probably won't come. I probably won't hear them. It's like, no, you have to just let go, and maybe don't expect to like get a bolt out of the blue right away, but make a practice and feel like, well, did I feel like I raised my consciousness? Did I feel like I got to even for a little while, kind of that dreamy sort of trippy place that your mind goes to when you clear and ground and center yourself and take a couple of deep breaths and all of that, and just be in that space and enjoy being in that space. And then ask Spirit, is there anything that you'd like to communicate to me in any way, whether it's a voice, whether it's an image, whether it's a feeling in your body, anything, but try not to want it too much. What am I trying to say? Try not to put too much. Just accept whatever comes, even if whatever comes is just this happy feeling of sitting in the presence of spirit, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And if you can get up from that and feel like, yeah, I meditated for 10 minutes and felt that I kind of went to, my consciousness went to kind of a raised a place, that's good. That's a success. And if you keep it up, then that will come quickly and more often and more deeply, and really give yourself a pat on the back and say, this is gold medal material if you're able to not listen to the doubts and the fears and make those, without letting those get in your way. That is the first major step, because that's kind of like acid that just kind of ruins the film. Those old pictures. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm not being very articulate at all, but that is what I was rambling on at, and I hope you got what I was trying to say. How about you, Juno?
Good messages, Joan. You always do so well. For you, I pulled out of the Influence of the Angels deck, the 10 of Pentacles. So this is like about generational, families. And what I'm getting from this, this talks about material success and things like that. But what I'm seeing with this is maybe I'm feeling like your whole spirit team and your guides and angels, they're all around you. Like, a lot of us who are in these shoes don't necessarily have really like a regular kind of family. We kind of choose our family. And this also tells me that you might have some ancestors who were really intuitive or had several gifts like this. And you may or may not even be aware of them, but they're there on the other side to help you. So I would just open up, like, even if you're not even sure who they are, when you go into meditation, start asking, if they would come forward and let you know that they're there, because I'm feeling a really strong team around you, very stable, all those stars up there, and there's that angel in the portal there. So the portal's there for you to go through, and you're going to be greeted. You've got a whole team just totally surrounding you and supporting you. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I get chills from this. It just feels, I feel like they're all around me here. I don't know how to explain that, but of course they're everywhere at the same time, but it's like they're all going, yeah, tell her, yeah, we're all here. Just ask us, just ask. I think you're going to find out something interesting, about your ancestors, that there's some kind of connection to somebody who was really gifted or intuitive or a healer, and they're going to be there and become a guide for you.
Cool. I hope that was helpful. And here, Butterfly Kisses, thank you very much. Her father's name was Bob, and Robert or Bob, and he passed in 2018. So
sorry for your loss.
Yeah. Okay. I'm getting an image of a young person with a party hat and, those streamer things that you have at kids' birthdays parties. I think this is him saying, thank you for remembering, because didn't you say his birthday would have been tomorrow, right? So, so Bob, what's this about? Thank you for remembering, you're invited to the party. So I think he'll be celebrating over there, and I'm just feeling lots of love. Really glad that you keep him in mind and are remembering him on his special day. Okay, anything else, Bob? Do you have any other message for your daughter? I'm seeing a plant, and it's a kind of an exotic flower. I don't know the name of it. He's saying that he's been watching you, and now it's like this ooh, there's lots and lots of green leaves out here, and then a white center comes up through it. He said, I've been watching you grow and blossom like this exotic flower. And oh, I wish I knew the name of it. It's not one that I know. But he's very, very, yeah, it's your time to bloom. It's your time to shine. And he's going to do everything to be there to help you. Okay. Anything else that would be something specific that Butterfly Kisses would only know? I don't know if it's I saw like first of all, it looked like a kid's tin lunchbox from back in olden days with different cartoon or designs or something on it. And it was kind of squares of blue and white. And I don't remember what the designs are, but then it turned into like a briefcase or a small case of some sort. So it's like he's saying, I've watched you growing up from the little girl going to school with her lunchbox to this grown-up woman who has taken those same interests and knowledge and curiosity about learning. And so your grown-up girl or grown-up woman briefcase or whatever it is representing whatever your business or whatever you're doing now has the same design as the little girl lunchbox. So it's like you've maintained that childlike wonder, all the qualities he saw in you when you were a little girl, and a lot of people lose those along the way. So he's really proud of you for that, and it's being childlike, not childish. You've maintained that. You know, I think we were referencing it earlier today, that those qualities that you have when you're younger, when we say like, how come I succeeded when I was younger? Well, I didn't know enough to know I couldn't. That kind of childlike innocence of, yeah, I can do this, and to not to be daunted by, oh yeah, it's going to cost too much, or it's going to be too hard or anything. And you've taken that into adulthood and made it flower for you. And he's really proud of you for that. Ooh,
nice.
That was kind of fun. What did you get, Juno?
Well, I know that Butterfly Kisses Healing likes to go to the San Diego Zoo, and she really she posts a lot of great video shorts about animals, and even on her other posts they have a lot of animals. So I went to the Animal Spirit Oracle deck, and I pulled card 50, Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. And you got to smile at that, a rhino all covered with flowers and little teeny wings, you know, those wings must be strong if they can lift that rhino off the ground. So the rhino is about, there's more than one way to open a path. Transform obstacles into clouds that drift away by refusing to allow them to limit you. Your power is awesome now, and obstacles mean that something better is coming. So, you know, if you kind of bumped your head up against an obstacle or, you know, a barrier there, well, there's a reason why. What is that? Rejection is protection by deflection and redirection. So, you know, if something doesn't quite work out the way you thought it would, there's a reason why, go in another direction. I just love how on the third eye area on this card is a spiral. So, you know, even though the rhino's got that hard exterior and that I think that horn is actually made of like matted hair. I'm not sure. It's some kind of, you know, different. And so that's like another animal with the antenna that's coming in a little bit different place. So, you know, that makes me think of the nose, which makes me think of smells. Like maybe your dad comes through to you through a smell, a fragrance, or, you know, I don't know if he smoked or wore cologne or anything like that. So I'm just kind of hearing that message. If you sense that, that might be a sign of his presence around you. But I concurred with what Joan said. He's really proud of you, and you've come through so many obstacles and overcome so much. And, you know, you're a strong woman, and you do so much to help so many people. We appreciate you so much.
Beautiful. And I think that's our last question. Hey, I'm sorry I didn't say hello to Oil Painter or Mary Thornberry, who joined us fairly recently, and Amanda Carroll. Yeah. Thanks everybody for coming. And Juno, do you want to do this again sometime? I'm putting you on the spot in front of.
Oh, twist my arm. Of course. What are you doing tomorrow? No, just kidding.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, anytime. I love reading with you, and I just love how our energy blends together, and you always make me smile, and I just appreciate you so much, Joan.
Well, I thank you, and I thank everybody for coming here, and everybody kind of hang in there, because I know this before this, I had kind of a rough morning. The way the Lionsgate is happening with me, it's just like, and I thought, am I in a place where I can do this? Is this like in the best interest of people who are going to tune in and actually want somebody to answer questions for them? I was just kind of doubting about it. And no, I tuned in and said, no, go ahead, you can do it. And I thought, really? So I went outside in the garden, I picked some flowers, and I had some water and all of that stuff. And just being around you and all these lovely people certainly lifted me up. So I just love this.
If you're ever feeling stuck, if like things just aren't going the way you anticipated, if you're walking and you stop in place and receive a couple of deep breaths, inhale and exhale, and then step out with your left foot first, that really helps to shift that energy.
Okay, left side, right brain, right.
Yep. It's kind of opposite of what we naturally do. So that resets everything. And also when you walk, if you swing your arms so they cross in front of you, or if you do anything like knitting so that your arms cross, the center of your body, that's also a really good way to kind of reset things and get things moving in a different direction if you're feeling stuck.
Always great. Okay.
And thank you everybody for being here, and all the help and the good thoughts I've received. I've gotten so many wonderful messages, and I'm really grateful. I want to do wonderful things with my channel, but to live up to the requests that I've gotten, and I just need a little more help to keep getting there. But it's a climb, but we're making progress. So thank you everybody from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you.
Oh, I'm sorry if I missed your question, but get us next time. I'm going to be on Allie's channel on Thursday. That's tomorrow, isn't it?
Tomorrow,
yeah. So we'll try you then. And I apologize. I'll try to make sure to get to you next time. But for now,
I'll be on with Sherry, Voices from the Swamp, on Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
I think it's at 2:30 Pacific. We do that every other Sunday. So that's my next live that I've scheduled. And
wonderful.
So
thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you soon. Mwah.
Love you guys. Thank you all. Bye, Joan.
Bye-bye.